So there's been a user on Twitter, or X if you want to be one of the people who calls it that, that for many years has, of course, been critiquing the clothing choices of celebrities, of politicians, and a couple months ago, back in March, this individual who goes by the name of Derek Guy actually criticized J.D. Vance's wardrobe because J.D. Vance typically wears pants that are several inches too short, among some other questionable fashion choices. But the account wrote this again back in March. I spoke to a bespoke tailor about this, and he confirmed J.D. Vance's pants are too slim, hence why they ride up on him like this. That's it, right? Now, you would think something like this from a not-so-gigantic account would just be quickly dismissed, right? That's not a big deal. Like, hey, your pants are too slim, go for a different pair of pants. Really easy, really simple. Not even insulting, by the way. And that was in March. So you would think that now that we're in June, right, nobody cares about that, nobody thinks about it. But that account, Derek Guy, posted this on social media this week that basically had MAGA calling for his deportation. Here is what happened. He said, quote, "There are millions of people in my situation, people who were brought here as children, some babies, and were unable to raise their hand during this process and say, maybe we should hire a lawyer. Parents may have crossed the border not knowing about the law, as the law can be pretty confusing and lawyers are expensive. Perhaps in the end, they should have hired a lawyer, but sometimes life is messy. In the end, they cross for the same reason. Many people rise every day to support their families. The vast majority are good, honest people. For those of us who grew up in the United States, sending us back to our home country would mean sending someone to a foreign land as they grew up in the United States. Tearing families apart based on immigration status seems inhumane." Now, this individual did admit that his parents came from Vietnam, they first went to Canada, and then they came into the United States. He did not necessarily say that we came here illegally or that I'm not a U.S. citizen, but that is what the MAGA crowd took from this. So, in response to him calling for, a little bit of sympathy and empathy for undocumented people, MAGA blew up and called on J.D. Vance to deport him, recalling the post from March where he critiqued J.D. Vance's wardrobe. One MAGA user said this, "J.D. Vance, I know you're reading this and you have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever," which would be to, deport this individual to a country where they've never stepped foot. And J.D. Vance responded to that with that very common Jack Nicholson gif of him just, nodding and smiling from the movie Anger Management with Adam Sandler. So J.D. Vance posts a response, an image of nodding yes to the idea of deporting this man who may or may not be in the country legally. He could be totally legal. We don't even know that. We don't know much about the guy. But all because he had the audacity to critique J.D. Vance's suits in an account that is known for critiquing the way people dress. Like, that's what it does. This is beyond insane. We are a country run by toddlers. If you can be deported for critiquing the way the vice president dresses, which he looks like a goofy bastard, then we don't have a country at all anymore. We're a deeply unserious country at this point. This individual is not over here breaking laws, regardless of their legal status. They're not causing hate. They're not causing vitriol. They're not starting crap. They're critiquing the way people dress. Okay. Joan Rivers did it for decades. Right? There's plenty of other fashion bloggers who do that as well. But J.D. Vance has such thin skin that he would like to see this individual deported because he said, your pants are a little too short. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.